Welcome everyone. I recommend that you grab yourself some Kleenex, not because we're going to cry, but you can if you want to, but so that we can do the alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana, is a cleaning and relaxing of the energy systems, clearing. Nadis are energy points throughout our body. Also, the chakras helps to clear the chakras, may help to connect the left and right hemispheres of the brain, works on the pineal gland, which sits behind the third eye, deep in the brain, and between both hemispheres. So, and then of course, Nadi Shodhana clears our sinuses and our airways. So if it's good to have Kleenex handy in case you want to do that. And so that's the breath that we'll be starting with today. We'll wait till everyone's on. We'll wait till we sit and center ourselves a little bit and breathe normally, deeply. And then we'll do our alternate nostril breathing. It's really good. I always feel, let me see who's come on. Hi, Deb. Hi, PM. I always feel with the Nadi Shodhana that I think clearer. I feel like my brain has cleared a little bit, and I think there's something to that. So go ahead and grab a couple Kleenexes or the whole box. And we'll get started in just a minute or two. Don't go away, I'll be back. I like to bring my computer as my clock. So welcome. Welcome. Feel free to sit on a blanket or a pillow or just sit on the mat. Get yourself comfortable. So good to be with you all today. And just centering yourselves. I also recommend trying to sit on a blanket or a pillow because it may be easier on the back, on the lower back particularly, help to straighten the spine, lengthen the spine without so much effort from us if we're sitting higher and our legs, because our hip flexors can be tight, so maybe this allows our legs and hip flexors to relax a little if we're sitting a little higher. So breathing deeply. If you just came on, go ahead and grab yourself some Kleenex because we're going to be doing the Nadi Shodhana, which is the alternate nostril breathing, and it helps clear many things in our physical and emotional bodies. Particularly for the Kleenex, our nasal passages and our airways. So if you have some Kleenex, bring it and have it handy. Nadi Shodhana is also clearing of the nadis, which are energy pathways throughout our bodies, also the chakras. That's why we want to have a nice long spine. Our chakras run up and down our spine. Nadi Shodhana may connect the left and right hemispheres of our brain, the pineal gland, which is behind our third eye, deep in the brain, also may get a little more oxygen and may be activated a little bit more. That's our intuition. So let's just take two more just regular breaths while I come up and see who else joined us. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Wendy. Welcome. Okay. So, Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing. What we would do is take our peace sign fingers and place them between our eyebrows where our third eye is, or if that's not comfortable, you just relax them on the bridge of your nose or your nose. The thumb closes our right nostril, and the ring finger and pinky closes our left nostril. And then we will release our right, inhale through the right, release our left, exhale through the left nostril. So it's all breathing back and forth from the nose in the nostril, in our mouth. Of course, if you're clogged up, sometimes it's hard to get that. But the idea is hopefully that we will unclog as we do our breathing. So let's go ahead and take our two fingers right on the third eye. Hi, Sarah. And our thumb on our right nostril, our ring finger and pinky on our left nostril. And then we're going to release the right, inhale through the right nostril, close the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right, inhale through the right, close the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right. Continue with this 8 more times. Inhale through the right, close the right, exhale through the left, inhale through the left, close the left, exhale through the right. Keep going as best you can. Our two fingers, our peace sign fingers, are between the eyebrows, the third eye. And if you came on after we got started, you may want to grab some Kleenex after. Okay, keep going. Inhaling through one side, exhaling through the other, releasing as you go. We've got about 6 or 7 more breaths, but with anything, just go back to natural breathing if you don't like this. Nadi Shodhana is alternate nostril breathing, helps to clear not only the sinuses and airways, but the chakras and nadis, the energy pathways of the body, the physical body. Also connects the right and left hemisphere, so may clear the mind, activate the pineal gland, which is between the right and left hemispheres and also deep within the brain, behind the third eye, so may activate our intuition. And then when you're ready, just breathing normally, naturally. If you need to sort of use a Kleenex, go ahead and do that. Don't be embarrassed. You're all on your own. Nobody's watching you. The only one who's watching play with my nose is me. You're all watching me. That's all right. Laugh, have fun. And then we'll roll our shoulders. Sitting nice and tall. So if you're sitting on a blanket, or even if you're sitting on a pillow or on the mat, I'd like you to switch your legs and just cross whatever way you were before. Take the other leg in front or underneath. If you're sitting high, sometimes it's hard to determine which way you were sitting. But it's usually the less comfortable, sort of more awkward, because we all have a natural way we kind of sit, unless you're just not used to sitting higher up. Sitting higher up can be really helpful for the spine, sitting and the tightness through our legs. If we're sitting flat on the mat, sometimes what happens is we have to make more effort to lengthen the spine. We'll take our fingertips to our shoulders. If they don't get there, don't force it. Don't force anything here. We're going to lift and lower our elbows. Now, some of us have a lot of tightness going on through our shoulders. So maybe the elbows don't go as high. But it's like we're drawing a line up and down, reaching our elbows to the side. And just activating those muscles through and around the shoulders. Now let's take a big circle, like we're circling with our elbows, drawing that circle from the tips of our elbows. And then let's circle in the other direction. And at the same time that we're creating movement, wherever our movement is, I want you to check out your posture. So pulling up through the pelvic floor, zipping the front core muscles, cinching in and tightening that corset, and then lifting the heart and the chin slightly. Shoulders go back. Let's reverse that circle. We're not going too fast. We're not going too slow. Remember, and this can be a lot more challenging than it looks, right? So if you're getting tired, take a break. We just sort of want to move slowly. And then let's hold here, elbows shoulder height as best you can. Let's just shake those hands out. So if we're reaching for our shoulders, we may be putting a little more pressure than we want to on our wrists. So let's just see if we can lower our fingers back to our shoulders. And now we'll take our elbows back and together. Maybe they don't go together, and they certainly don't go back. Sometimes just slowly moving here, each time we press back, maybe they go back a little further. And even though we're just moving our shoulders and our elbows, I want you to pay attention to your posture. If simply we're pulling our navel gently in and up, that's all I want you to do. Is if that's all that is available to you in terms of posture, at least do that, so that it helps support and strengthen your low back and lift the heart. Good. And then nice and easy, release. Good. Let's take an inhale here. Exhale. Are those nasal passages clearer? Inhale. Exhale. I always notice myself when I do the Nadi Shodhana, the alternate nostril breathing, that it does feel as if it clears my head. It clears my brain. And maybe it's just a result of clearing my nasal passages. Maybe it's just a result of getting more oxygen in. Activating the pineal gland right behind our third eye, deep in the brain. Needs oxygen. Inhale, exhale. Good. And then hold here. Roll the shoulders back and down. So oftentimes I'll have you do that just so you can rearrange and readjust the spine, and also lifting the heart. So if you're sitting on a blanket or a pillow, let's go ahead and release that. Let's shake our legs out. Get the circulation going. Sometimes our circulation cuts off a little in the crease of our legs. And then let's cross our legs. Go as natural as you'd like here, wherever it feels comfortable. You can even stack the feet, tuck them in, one underneath between the calf and the thigh, and one on top between the calf and the thigh. And then we're activating the root chakra. So we're going to take ourselves in a circle here. Stay strong. I really would like you to lace up that corset, and then hold here, nice and tall. And let's go in the other direction. We're not going too big, but I want you to feel what's happening in your low back area, right? And then we're not curling the back, we're leading, lengthening the spine, lengthen forward, lengthen to the left, and then lengthen all the way up. Let's go in the other direction. Inhale, halfway around, exhale the other half, lengthen, good. Inhale, keep a nice long spine here, leading with the heart in all directions. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You can inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, or you can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Just making our breath nice and smooth and relaxed and connecting it with our movement. Each time we go around here, we want to get that length. Inhale and exhale. Let's go one more time in each direction. And then holding here. So our legs were crossed in a certain way. I'd like you to uncross and cross in that awkward way again. The way that it's not as natural for you to just sit cross-legged. And if this is uncomfortable, right, if these are your legs, and have them do what's comfortable for you. So maybe one leg is out here. Maybe you're still, if you really feel more comfortable on a blanket or pillow, feel free to do that. So we're going to continue with our root chakra activation, right? But this time, as we circle around, we're going to take the right arm up and around. And let's keep going in the same direction. Let's go around. So now we're getting the shoulders and the arms involved. Bring it around, don't force anything, but feel free to get a little twist here and a little twist here. And of course, check back on your breathing, your core, and your smile, right? That smile activates those feel good, those happy hormones too, sending messages, chemicals to our brain with that smile to help us release and relax. Relaxes our facial muscles. Inhale. Exhale, one more in this direction, staying strong through the back by keeping the corset laced. Okay, let's take it to the other side. So let's take it around, and then we get the arm going, right? Let's see, we're going this way and around. So bring that around in front. And then back. We can start with a much smaller move. So the transverse abdominis muscle is a muscle that goes around the hip area, all the way around. I want you to inhale, and as you exhale, see if you can tighten that belt a little bit more. Stay strong. Everything that we do can be initiated from the core if we just think about what's happening there. It's not just our shoulder moving here, not just our hips, our arm. It's our core, the spine area, the lower hips, the shoulders, both shoulders. Everything happens together. Let's go one more time. Inhaling and exhaling, and good. And then shake it out. Once again, we'll release those legs, shake those legs out, and then taking our hands behind. So our fingertips are facing the front of the mat. We're going into a reverse table. So walking our feet back, and then lifting our hips. We don't have to go too high. Go to where you feel maybe a stretch through the shoulders. Keep looking forward. You can let your head go back a little, but not let it hang back, right? Send the hips a little higher if you can. Keep zipping the core, pulling up through the pelvic floor, cinching in the waist. Those are all options to you. You don't have to do all at once. What I really want you to do is focus on your breathing and somehow paying attention to what's happening with the core. Then nice and easy, lowering down. We'll bring our legs out a little bit, but keeping our knees bent. And go ahead and shake those wrists nice and gently, right? Maybe we bend and straighten our fingers, particularly if you felt that the wrists and forearms got tired just doing that. And we'll take our hands back to where they were. We're not putting a lot of weight on our hands, and we don't want to sink down and let our shoulders come up. We want to lengthen and use our core to do that, right? So zipping, pulling up through the pelvic floor, all those tools that you can use. Maybe lacing up that corset, the waist is getting a little longer, shoulders back, lift the heart. So even though our hands are back here, we're not putting a lot of weight on our hands. We're sort of perched as much as we can be on our sit bones. The tailbone, if you can have that tailbone so it's not touching the mat, go ahead and pull up, lengthen a little bit more. So maybe tilting through the pelvis there to get a little more length in the lower spine. Everybody has their natural curves of their spine. We're going to take the knees side to side, keeping the knees and feet together. And of course, a little more weight goes on our arms here, but make sure we do the best we can, keeping our shoulders back and down and staying strong through the core. We're initiating from the core here. Then let's hold it to the right and let's lengthen that left leg over. Lengthen the spine. Breathe. Pull the belly in. We're going to bend. Come back. And we'll go side to side a couple times. Full body here. And then let's go and lengthen the right leg. Let's readjust if we need to, particularly if you feel any pain that doesn't feel right. Your shoulders might be in an awkward position now. We have to take care of our shoulders. Let's bend that leg, come back to the center, and then a couple times back and forth. And then let's readjust, bending, sitting tall, little belly dancing hands and arms, right? To loosen through those hands and wrists. And I heard some of you are doing belly dancing these days. So it's all about the hands. Everybody thinks it's about the belly. Just kidding. Okay, so let's take our feet wide. We're going to continue with our zigzag legs. This I like to call zigzag legs because our feet and knees are apart here. And just taking our time, we can come off the hand as we come here and then come off the other hand as we turn. And then let's take it pointing to the left. We can always adjust and then see if we can come off both hands, but taking a twist a little bit more, stopping when you feel that stretch somewhere along maybe that front thigh, hip flexor, waist. Lift and lengthen to the back. Remember, using our core to lengthen, not pressing too hard on our hands. And let's go ahead and adjust so our heart is lifted, shoulders back. Continue to breathe into any tightness. Stay strong through that transverse abdominis. Help support and strengthen the back. Sometimes activate it a little bit more as we exhale deeply. And then pulling the belly in a little tighter. And let's take it side to side again. Take your time. And then we'll go to the other side. Let's release off those hands. Using our core, get a little more twist, a little more length, reaching up through the crown of the head. Breathing deeply. Breathe into wherever you feel that tightness. And it may be very subtle or it may be very deep. But wherever it is or however it is, just visualize those muscles releasing. Engaging the core a little tighter, come back to the center, and let's go 1, 2, 3, side to side again. Bringing our feet together and adjusting our hips, sit bones once again, and let's hug underneath and pull back. This time I would like you to roll off the sit bones. So now we're sort of on the tailbone lightly, maybe the sacrum a little bit more, the fleshy part of our buttocks. So scooping the belly back and pressing away from our thighs as we hold on. So from the side, we don't want our shoulders up here again, so shoulders stay down, nice long neck, and then scooping the belly back. So we get a lower spine stretch, maybe all the way up, maybe through our shoulders, upper back. Keep the belly pulled in, keep breathing. You can also take your hands here and then go back a little further, but the idea is to get that counter stretch. Shoulders down, breathe. Pull the belly in a little tighter to lengthen up. Here we are, nice and tall again on the sit bones, sort of perched, just kind of floating on the sit bones. Feel very light here. Let's do that again, curling off the sit bones. So now we're on the fleshy part of our buttocks. Maybe we can go a little further. Everybody's spine and lower back are different. Pull the belly in here, getting that counter stretch. Shoulders go down, and that may help the neck to be a little more lengthened. Keep breathing. And then lengthen up. So go ahead and lengthen your legs. Shake it out. And then coming forward on our mats. So usually by this point we're standing up. Today we're going to roll down. We're going to do some lying down positions on our back. And very similar to what we did seated. Let's take our arms out to the side, feet and knees together, and slowly go to one side and to the other side. And the reason I want you to go slow is because I want you to feel every muscle that's participating along the way, sort of enjoying the journey instead of going to the deepest part of our stretch right away. We want to feel how muscles engage to bring us to the side, and then they release and give way to the other muscles that take over. And the muscles all the way, the whole body, you may be feeling this all the way from the feet to the neck to the arms. Everything is participating if we just give ourselves that time to feel and to listen. Using our core, zipping up as we bring our legs side to side. Now we'll bring our knees over to the right, holding here. And then if you'd like, lengthen that top leg. Keeping our shoulders on the floor, allow that top leg to draw your torso over a little further if you would like. If that feels good, to get more of a twist, maybe more of a stretch through the hip. Just allow that leg to be an anchor, to kind of find that spot, either higher or lower, so that you can lower the foot, lower the leg, and release here. Keep holding that, keep breathing, perhaps take the leg into a different position. I'm coming up. I think people have joined us. Hi everyone. Thank you. Pulling the belly in a little tighter. We're going to bend that left knee, both knees coming over. Remember, using our core. And then we'll take our legs to the other side. and lengthen that right leg. So because we lengthened our leg where it was, if that is too deep of a stretch or not enough of a stretch, feel free to position your leg a little differently. You can also keep that knee bent. That's an option. The important thing is to pay attention to what's happening to your core. Pay attention to your breath. Release and relax. Perhaps that means smiling and allowing your muscles, the whole body, to release and relax, keeping our shoulders on the floor. Breathe deeply into any tightness. Feel free to readjust that leg. Readjust anything to make this a better pose for you. And then we'll pull our belly in a little tighter to bend this knee back, bringing both knees back. Let's adjust the hips. Slowly bring the knees side to side, and then widen through our knees and our feet. And once again, we'll take our knees side to side, going slow here. Here are little zigzag legs again. And feel the difference compared to just going side to side with our legs together, with our feet together. Staying strong, perhaps zipping each time we take ourselves to the other side. So I always explain the zipper coming from our pubic bone to our navel to our ribs. However, this zipper seems to come from the thighs to the hip flexors, to the hips, to the ribs, right? So maybe we have two zippers zipping right into the core from the legs. Everything is connected. So we'll go ahead and take our knees both pointing to the left, and then just release here. Remember to adjust if that's not quite feeling right for you. Perhaps we send our top hip forward, stretching. Beautiful stretch through the hip flexor. We get really tight through this area. The hip flexor is the front of the thigh, just from sitting, and this can feel really good. And then we'll pull the belly in and take ourselves to the other side. And then pull the belly in. We'll come back to the center. Walk our feet and knees together. And let's hug our legs in, lifting our head and shoulders. Now we have the shape of a ball turned to the side. Holding shoulders down. Sometimes when we get ourselves into a really small shape like this, our shoulders want to hunch up. Bring our shoulders back and down and breathe. Let's rock side to side. Bring yourselves back to the center. We're going to lower our head and shoulders and then circle our knees around in one direction. Circle in the other direction. And let's do that a few more times, getting a little bigger if you can with the circle. This giving ourselves a little massage, sort of acupressure through our hips and our back. Let's lower both feet and knees together, arms out to the side. And now taking the bottoms of our feet together for frog legs. Technical term, frog legs. And just releasing through the groin, inner thighs. So much through our hips, so much tightness perhaps, so much that we can release. Said that we hold a lot of emotions in our hips, so if you feel that you need to let go some of those emotions, feel free to do that. Taking our hands to the outside of our thighs, pull the belly in tighter, zip as we zip those legs together. This time we're going to hug our left leg in, lengthen our right. And then our right leg is active. The knee stays lifting up. And let's take our hand here and circle using our hand just to guide our knee. Again, we're making a circle with a joint with our knee, as we did sort of with our elbows when we were circling our shoulders. And let's circle in the other direction. Holding here, placing our foot alongside of our thigh, our left foot alongside of our right thigh. Taking our right hand here to our left leg, and our left arm comes out to the side. Let's go ahead and take a twist here. So keeping our left shoulder on the floor, we don't have to go too far, enjoying the journey, right? But this may reach up the spine a little more than our other twists. Twists are really good for our internal organs. We never want to force anything. I sometimes find that when I twist in this way, my vertebrae seem to relax. I feel like I'm getting a little crack, like if I were in a chiropractor practice office. And it feels really good. Let's pull the belly in. We'll come back to the center. Both feet flat, adjust the hips. Hugging both legs in. This time we're going to circle. We'll take our hands, fingers face up on our hands on our knees, fingers facing our legs, and let's circle the legs around in opposite directions. So the knees and the feet are going together, and then we'll circle away in the other direction. Holding here, taking the head side to side. Releasing through the neck. Let's go ahead and lengthen that left leg. So the left leg is active. Hip, knee, foot facing up. You can relax through that foot. Taking our right arm out to the side, the left hand is guiding the right knee over. And the right foot is sort of glued to the thigh of that left leg. And then slowly come over to a twist. Check in on that corset, shoulders relaxed, breathing. So we can turn our head in the same direction as the knee or in the other direction. We have a lot more flexibility through our neck. Just breathe to release any tightness. Maybe you're getting that little chiropractor release. I, unfortunately, am not, but it still feels good. Visualize those muscles, ligaments, the joints, everything kind of releasing here, balancing out the body. Pulling the belly in, let's come back to the center, both feet flat. Adjusting our hips, hugging our legs in, lifting our head and shoulders, shape of a ball again. So this time in our shape of a ball, what I'd like us to do is take our hands here so that maybe we can allow our legs for momentum. And we're going to rock and roll up to a seated position. And then keeping this shape of a ball, let's roll like a ball. We're going to go roll 10 times. And what I'd like you to do is go ahead and look up here if you're not sure. You could take your hands here, but again, hands here can allow you to use those legs for momentum. But we're rolling to our shoulders, never to our neck, and then roll back up and hover. So here we're hovering sort of above the sit bones and then roll back. Keep that nice curled spine, shoulders down. We're going to go for 10. Inhale back, exhale, hover. Inhale back, exhale, hover. Inhale, exhale, hover. Inhale, use the brakes, pull the belly in, exhale, hover. So you've got 4 more. Inhale back, have fun with it. Sometimes this feels really good along the spine, the big muscle groups that go right along the spine. And if you don't like this, just like with any other yoga pose or flow, just do what's right for your body. And once you get to 10, adjusting here, let's take our legs out. Pull the belly in, shoulders down. So strengthening through the core, and then come back here. This time, take our legs out and our arms out. Knees can stay bent. We can stay hovered, sort of on that sacrum, on the hips, just above the sit bones. This can be very challenging for our hip flexors. And let's do that again. Go as far as you like, or stay right here with the knees bent, maybe the hands here, or take it as far as you'd like. We're still staying upright. We're not rolling back too far. And then let's come here. Good. Let's come to all fours. We're more than halfway through our yoga, but we're coming to all fours and we're making our way to standing. But let's get a couple of cats and cows here. Curling and arching. Using the core. Releasing all the way through the spine. And then hold in a neutral spine. Pull the belly in, rolling our toes under. Let's take it to our first down dog. And then enjoying this stretch here. Back of the body stretch anywhere from the heels right through the neck. So our body is in the shape of a V. This is a beautiful back of the body stretch. If we find that the back is rounded a little like this, I want you to send the tailbone higher, maybe shifting the pelvis. Let the head rest between the arms. Maybe the heels don't go down to the floor. Maybe they never will. Everybody's different. Knees are bent or slightly bent. Holding and breathing. And then we're all taking it to, we're going to make our way to standing. Let's bend our knees. Let's look towards the front of the mat. Walk towards the front of the mat, 2 or 4 steps. Remember, we're strong through the core. And then pressing into our feet as we roll up. Head comes up last. Oh my goodness. Hello. Very nice. So positioning our feet for our mountain pose, we'll rock forward and back. Rolling our shoulders back. And then let's take our arms out to the side and then once again here to our fingertips to our shoulders. And then from here, check the knees, make sure they're soft, pressing into our feet, cinching in that waist, and let's take a little twist here. So the twist is coming from the ribs, pressing through our roots, so both sides of both feet are still pressing down. Pull that corset tight as we take it to the other side. Keep pressing into both sides of both feet, pulling up through the arches. Give more flexibility in our neck so our head can go side to side. And then one more time in each direction, reaching the shoulders out wide, reaching the elbows towards the wall, zipping, coming back to the center and to the other side, knees and hips as much to the front of the mat as you can have them. Coming back to the center and release. Roll the shoulders. Let's take our feet wide. So we'll take a slow sort of twist here. Our feet starting our feet out flat. And this is what I call the release of the adrenal glands. We can take our hands, sort of position our hands so they may sort of land where our adrenal glands are. Adrenal glands right at the tip of our kidneys on both sides of the spine. So the adrenal glands are what produce cortisol, and in an anxious state of being, we may find that there's too much cortisol and we're too anxious. So this can help with anxiety, right? Now we're swinging and we're lifting a heel, if that feels all right. Still positioning the little taps on our spine. You can go lower, don't force anything. You can go higher. Don't force anything with the shoulders, and kind of let centrifugal force guide your arms too. Guiding your hands. And then release, taking our feet back together. This time, if you can, bring your feet and heels together, pressing into our feet, rising up, lift the heart. Check all those points of reference. Today for our balance pose, we're going to press into our roots as we reach our right knee up. We have a right angle here, sort of a forward tree. You can bring that foot in if you'd like, or you can place the foot on your thigh. We never want to place it on our knee, or you can have it just at a right angle out here. So let's try that again. Let's do that together. First, I'd like you to press your roots deeper and wider. Visualize them creating a big stabilization, big stability underneath our feet. So bigger and wider than we are. And we'll press through our left foot even more as we lift our right. Hold here. As we hold here, bringing both arms up. So if you can, what I'm going to do is sort of guide you to move one side of the body, maybe the arm, maybe the leg. And I'd like you to focus on, not on the screen, I'd like you to focus on my words and do more what I say, even if you don't feel like it's the right thing. Just don't think about that. There's no wrong way. So holding our balance here, strong core, press into our roots, and focus on a dristi. We're going to move our right arm down. Move our right arm up. Move our right arm down halfway, shoulder height. Move our left arm all the way down. Bringing our left arm up. Moving our left arm halfway down. Both arms out to the side, bringing our arms together, hands together in front. Bringing our arms wide, lowering both arms, and lowering the right leg. Whew. All right, roll forward and back. So if your left leg got tired, if your right leg hip flexor got tired, you're doing it right. But never push yourself beyond certain kind of pain, right? The fatiguing the muscle is an okay pain. But straining is not. So know the difference. Let's press into both sides, both sets of roots, making one big root. And then press the right a little deeper. Let's lift the left. So this time we're starting with our arms down by our side. Let's lift the left arm. Find that dristi instead of looking at the camera. Just get into your movements and then lower the left arm. Let's bring the left arm forward, palm facing in. Let's bring the left arm across the body. You can bend the elbow here. Maybe the left hand comes to the right shoulder. And let's open up. Good. Let's bring that left arm up. Let's bring the right arm up, palms facing forward. And then both arms come down, palms still facing forward, making angel wings. Inhale, back up. Make sure you're breathing, check in on the core, both arms stay up. Bring the right arm down, out to the side like a T. Bring it across. Bring it back wide. Both arms up and both arms down. Beautiful. How do we do? So, I bet you did really well. I bet you did really well. This time, we're going to move our head and move our eyes. So, let's press into our roots, lift our right knee, reach our arms towards the floor, fingers towards the earth, as if we're planting our fingers into the earth. Lift the heart, strong core. Check all those points of reference, right? Our knee is soft but straight. We're cinching in or tightening that corset. We're lifting the heart, lifting the chin. And then let's go ahead and look to the right. And then go ahead and look center and to the left. If you're moving, you're supposed to be. Keep pressing into your roots. Keep pressing into that left foot. Let's turn back to the right. Keep breathing. Turn back to the left. And then to the center. Good. Lower down. I've had so many people say, oh, my balance is terrible. You know, I'm shaking all over the place. You're supposed to be shaking. Okay? That's what gets us stronger in our balance. The balance muscle's working really hard. So let's grow our roots deeper with the right, lift our left. So now, focus on your drishti. But now I'd like you to take your eyes to the right. Just your eyes are moving. We're still planting our fingers. We're still lifting our heart. We're still strong through the core. Let's take our eyes to the left. Beautiful. Back to the center, eyes up. Letting your breath move with your movement right now. It's your eyes that are moving. Let's look down. Let's look to the right. Let's look down. Let's look to the left. Let's look down. And then lower both feet. Whew, goodness gracious. And rocking forward and back. I hope you had fun with that. So let's go ahead and shake our legs out. So our feet are still together. We're still in mountain pose. We're going to take our hips, circle around, keeping the head reaching up. So we're pressing into our roots as we're rising up. So this is not a movement where we're coming forward and back a lot, right? It's just a tiny movement through the hips. And then let's hold here. We're going to take a sun salutation. So inhaling, exhaling, fold. Pull the belly in tighter for our fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine here, perhaps lifting the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, pressing into our roots, rising up, drawing energy from the earth, hands to heart center. Good. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Pull the belly in tighter for the fold. Let's see if we can release through the spine here. So we're letting our torso just melt towards our thighs. Our knees are as straight as is comfortable, but not hyperextended, right? So we keep soft knees. Taking our fingertips to the earth. Releasing through the neck. Releasing through the whole back body. We'll take our hands to the mat, step back for a plank, one full breath in our plank, shoulders go wide, and then our knees come down. to the mat, sending our hips back. Then coming forward, having a seat, scooching forward, making our way down onto our backs. Once again, walk our feet back towards our hips, arms out to the side, and let's take a bridge here. A bridge is an energizing pose. It's good for the thyroid, sending the hips together. If you can keep your knees and your feet lined up together, try to do that. The hips pressing up, same amount of height. Lifting the heart as well. So in our bridge pose, we want to make sure that our shoulders are taking most of the weight and keeping your neck and head relaxed, not too much weight going onto your neck or head. And just breathe, eyes to the ceiling. You want to limit the amount of turning through your head. So if you're sometimes going into a bridge pose, knowing what you're doing before you're in a bridge pose, because I don't want you to bring your head side to side when you're in a bridge pose. You should be looking straight up. And then slowly roll down. Let's go ahead and hug those legs in again. And then with our legs hugged in, we'll take our head to one side. Take a big inhale here. Exhale through center. Inhale the other side. Exhale to the center. And then let's lengthen both legs onto the mat. Arms overhead. Stretching in opposite directions. Lengthen the torso here. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Inhaling. Keep reaching. Exhale. Keep reaching. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Release the whole body. Good. So as we prepare for Shavasana, I would like you to enjoy whatever stretch or pose or flow that you'd like, perhaps getting another twist, perhaps just stretching again. Sometimes crossing the ankles can be helpful in a stretch. Sometimes not. Sometimes getting another twist. We did a lot of twists. It's great for the digestive system, great for the internal organs, like a massage through the internal organs. So twists are always great, but so much we can do with yoga, right? Then finding your Shavasana. And because I didn't do a reading before class, I'm going to do it now. Usually I do partial after and full reading before. So settling into your Shavasana. Breathing as deeply as you can. And hopefully, maybe throughout your day or week, you'll do the Nadi Shodhana. If you ever need any help or guidance or suggestions, or if you have any questions, I would love to meet with you for 15 to 60 minutes. I'm setting up people this week, so feel free, and we can have a one-on-one, face-to-face, real live sort of mini personal training yoga session. So keeping that in mind, feel free to call me or text me. But right now, just bringing all of your yoga practice together, breathing deeply, however you would like, settling into your Shavasana. Releasing everything, letting it go. Trusting ourselves. What a great gift we've been given. Ourselves. To listen to ourselves, to trust instinct and intuition, is to pay tribute to that gift. What a disservice not to heed the leadings and leanings that so naturally arise from within. When will we learn that these leadings and leanings draw us into the universe's rich plan for us? We will learn by listening, trusting, and following through. What is it time to do? What do I need to do to take care of myself? What am I being led to do? What do I know? Listen, and we will know. Listen to the voice within. And slowly waking up, if you like, or feel free to stay on your mat. And if you'd like to bring yourself to seated, just doing so slowly. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in our thoughts, peace in our words, peace in our heart. Namaste. Namaste. And thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.